everything has a limit, even the most useful things in the world. The sun gives us life, but too much of it means pain and danger. Oxygen, we can't breathe without it, but too much oxygen is poison. So what about water? Our whole lives we're told, drink more, it's super healthy. Water is life, purity, health. We're basically walking fish tanks, 60% water. So how could it possibly hurt you? It seems impossible. But what if I told you that's a lie? That glass after glass, liter after liter, the most ordinary, pure water can become your own personal poison. Sounds crazy, right? Like the start of a cheap thriller. But this is the harsh reality written down in physiology textbooks. Let's just imagine, there's you, there's water. You decide to break some stupid record and start drinking non-stop. What will happen to your body when you cross that invisible line? Believe me, that line is much closer than you think, and history knows some gruesome cases of people who crossed it and never came back. Okay, let's go. 1 glass, a second, a fifth. You're drinking. First liter, gone. Second, at first, you're a health god. You feel absolutely incredible. But then, something strange begins. Your kidneys, these two amazing filters, they're panicking. They're working at their limit, trying to push out this flood of liquid. Normally, they can handle about a liter an hour, but you're drinking faster than that. The system is failing. And here's where the scariest part begins. Your blood, it's getting too thin, like watered-down juice, and your sodium level drops. Sodium. You've heard the word, but you probably never thought of it as your main bodyguard. This trace element is like a strict bouncer at the most elite club in your body. It decides how much water stays inside your cells and how much stays outside. And so, when there's almost no sodium left in your blood, the bouncer is fired. Chaos begins. The water from your blood, where there are no salts left, rushes to where there still are, inside your cells. All of your cells, muscles, organs, they start to swell like overfilled water sponges. But while your muscles can stretch a bit, your brain cells don't have that luxury. They're trapped in a vice in the solid bone box of your skull. So what happens when the brain starts to swell in this prison? Trust me, the ending comes very, very quickly. Picture your brain. It's a sponge, and your skull is a glass jar it's been tightly packed into. Now, let's pour water on the sponge. It swells, presses against the walls, the pressure builds. That's water intoxication. The brain cells swell, and the pressure inside your skull skyrockets. The first symptoms? It's like you're really drunk. Your head is splitting. You feel sick. You don't know where you are or who you are. This is your brain literally drowning and begging for mercy. Doctors say that as soon as your sodium level drops below 120, normal is 135 to 145, your brain can be damaged forever. In 2007, there was this story. A 28-year-old named Jennifer Strange. She was in a radio contest, Hold Your Wee for a Wee. In 3 hours, she drank almost 6 liters of water. She didn't win. She just went home with a wild headache. A few hours later, she was gone. She died from water. So, how much is too much? Scientists agree. For a normal adult, drinking more than 1.5 liters per hour is already dangerous. And if you're running a marathon and sweating out salt, that line is even closer. But why? Why does the body sometimes go crazy and demand more and more water, even if it's deadly? That thirst that you can't quench with anything? The feeling like the Sahara Desert is in your mouth? A condition known as polydipsia. Sometimes it's simple. You ate something salty. But other times, it's a red flag, an alarm. Very often, it's the first sign of diabetes. There's too much sugar in the blood, and the body tries to wash it out using all the available water. That's where the constant thirst comes from.
But there are much weirder reasons. Psychogenic polydipsia. This is when a person is obsessed with the desire to drink, without any physical need, just a compulsive idea. These people can drink 10, 15 liters a day. Doctors link it to certain mental disorders, but they still don't fully understand why it happens. So how do you know if you're just thirsty or if you have a problem? Use common sense. If you're drinking liters but still feel thirsty, and this has been going on for more than a day, run to the doctor. So what's the lesson? Water is awesome, but like everything in life, it requires balance. The secret isn't to drink the most, but to listen to your body. It's your best advisor. Don't go to extremes, because the healthiest habit, when taken to an absurd level, can kill you. We figured out what happens if you drink too much, but what if you don't drink at all? How long would you last? But that is a whole other story.